Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, Maine Republicans propose a bill that would require voter ID in order to cast the ballot.
Plus, a busy day of court news, including the sentencing of a man convicted of killing a woman in Waterville.
And Bangor is receiving federal help solving the crisis for those who don't have a home.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for tuning in today. We'll have those stories coming up. But first, a check of the forecast. Finally, it looks like we're going to have a fantastic day around here. It's going to be a beautiful, sunny day.
Right.
So hopefully people can get out there and enjoy. It's going to be a little warm, too.
It's going to warm up a lot. I know when we left this morning, it was frigid.
Yeah.
Yep. But here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. All right, let's get in there this morning. The clouds are getting out of here right now. Here's that line right there, tracking from the west, going toward the east. So I mean, some good news for us. That will mean that we're going to see a lot of sunshine, so definitely have the sunglasses handy as you do head out the door. Let's zoom things out right now. This is the last part of that area of low pressure that's moving from the west to the east. There's another system on toward the west, but for now, we will stay quiet today. But our next system will be moving in later on tonight with some snow that will fall with it as well. For today, a lot of sunshine, more clouds by tonight. By about 10 to 11 o'clock tonight, the snow will pass through with about 1 to 2 inches of snow, give or take, before we're all finished up. And we'll all start to back off as we head towards Wednesday morning. As for the winds, not too bad either. They'll be kind of switching directions from time to time, but they will start to pick up again, especially as we head towards Wednesday with another system that will be passing through overall, mainly that system that's passing through tonight. 30 degrees today, mostly sunny. That south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 20 degrees, snow showers on the way, 1 to 2 inches possible. South wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. A lot of sunshine, temperatures reaching for the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. A proposed bill could change voter registration requirements in Maine, making it harder for some people to vote. Devin Dagnall met with officials to learn more.
Maine Senate Republicans have proposed a bill that would require potential Maine voters to present specific information in order to register to vote. If passed, LD 34 would not allow voters to use previously accepted forms of ID, such as tribal and/or university-issued photo identification. But, according to the sponsor of the bill, Senator Matt Pouliot, that could change.
I actually proposed an amendment to allow for state university or state community college IDs to be used as long as the student were a Maine resident.
As it stands, the bill allows for voters to use government-issued photo IDs such as driver's licenses, U.S. passports, and concealed handgun permits. The bill also states that those who do not have those forms of identification will be allowed to request a free voter's identification from the Maine Secretary of State. Pouliot says the bill has been proposed as a way to combat a growing concern about voter fraud in the state.
There is a war in this nation on the free form of voting that we have in terms of lack of public confidence and trust. And so this is not a politically motivated bill. It's a bill that seeks to help restore confidence and trust in the electoral process in the state.
We already require proof of identity when you register. Making Mainers take that extra step of showing some sort of specific ID when you go to vote is discriminatory, will create long lines, and really is a solution in search of a problem.
At a hearing on Monday, Secretary of State Shenna Bellows testified against the proposed legislation. Bellows says if passed, the legislation will do more harm than good.
As it's unnecessary, it would create logistical consequences, including long lines at the polls, and potentially discriminate against voters.
No official decision has been made on the bill yet. The legislature will vote on the matter next week. Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A man has been sentenced to 42 years in jail for the murder of his longtime girlfriend back in 2019. Nicholas Lovejoy previously pled guilty to the murder of Melissa Sousa, the mother of their twin daughters. Lovejoy shot Sousa 4 times in October of 2019. Sousa's friends and family says the verdict has brought some level of closure after the loss of a loved one. The prosecution says this case sheds light on the tragic realities of domestic violence.
Very relieved that it's finally over, because it's been a long 3 years. She was a good mother, and she was a very thoughtful and kind and loving person.
So certainly if there's anybody out there watching this who's in a similar situation or is suffering from domestic violence, please reach out. There are so many resources available to you.
Monday in court, defense attorney Scott Hess interviewed a neurologist to argue how Lovejoy's 2012 car accident caused injuries to his brain. The defense contended that Lovejoy's jail sentence should reflect the fact that a trained professional says those head injuries could have influenced Lovejoy's cognitive thinking as it relates to his behavior.
I think he's processing it. Obviously, it was a significant sentence that the court imposed. The brain injury that Mr. Lovejoy suffered, though, was catastrophic and was something that no doubt permeated in all areas of his life.
Hess says Lovejoy is currently using a wheelchair due to falls while in jail due to repeated seizures. The defense plans to file for appeal sometime this week based on their claims that evidence was recovered by violating Lovejoy's constitutional rights.
Well, meanwhile, the maternal grandmother of a 3-year-old boy killed in June of 2021 was sentenced on charges in connection with that case, but will serve no further jail time. Sherry Johnson originally pleaded not guilty to a charge of hindering apprehension or prosecution in the death of her grandson, Maddox Williams. Police say Johnson lied to them about her daughter's whereabouts for several days after Maddox was taken to the hospital by Johnson and her daughter and then pronounced dead. Today, or rather yesterday, Johnson entered a guilty plea and was sentenced to 3.5 years in jail, all of it suspended, plus 2 years of probation. Maddox's paternal grandmother said she was disappointed with the sentence.
I was hoping for jail time. I was disappointed, but I figured there wasn't going to be any more additional jail time. But this was my only shot to tell her how I feel.
Johnson is also required to do 48 hours of community service. Maddox Williams' mother, Jessica Williams, was previously convicted of killing her son and was sentenced to 47 years in prison.
A Belgrade man has received his sentence for a bank robbery in central Maine. 47-year-old Clinton Dambois has been ordered more than 8 years in prison for holding up a Camden National Bank in September of 2016. Officials say he told a teller it was a robbery and gestured to the waistband of his jacket and said he had a gun. Dambois then fled with some money, but he was later identified by the teller and the bank's security footage. Along with 98 months in prison, he has also been ordered to pay more than $3,000 in restitution.
A Maine corrections officer who caused a crash that killed a 9-year-old girl after he worked consecutive 16-hour shifts won't be serving any time behind bars. 65-year-old Kenneth Meringue, who was convicted in October of manslaughter, gave an emotional apology to the girl's family before a judge sentenced him to 6 years, all of which was suspended. He must serve 4 years of probation. Prosecutors said Meringue knew he was too tired to be driving after working the consecutive shifts at the Cumberland County Jail. Meringue collided with a family that was returning home in their SUV after seeing the Lion King movie back in 2019. 9-year-old Raylyn Bell died several days after that collision. Meringue, who faced up to 30 years in prison, resigned from his job at the jail because the injuries he suffered in the crash prevented him from returning to work.
As the homeless crisis in Bangor worsens, a federal emergency management team is stepping in to help. Our Matthew Duronsik has the story.
This is the most homeless I've ever seen in the city of Bangor, and I've been working with the homeless for 15 years.
The city of Bangor is working with a group from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to combat the current homelessness epidemic.
HUD can deploy subject matter experts to a community, to an event, to address the needs within a community. And our need was, how do we move individuals who are in encampments into housing?
The technical assistance team has worked in larger metropolitan areas to quickly rehouse the homeless, including Seattle, Los Angeles, and San Diego. The group has been working with the city in assessing the areas that need the most help in devising solutions on how to get the unsheltered into proper housing. Many, like Mansion Church pastor Terry Dinkins, whose church converts to a warming center, applauds the city for bringing in reinforcements.
I think it's very important to help the homeless in this time because we have so many of them. But to get help, wherever we can get that help is greatly appreciated.
The federal government started working with Bangor as early as mid-September of 2022. Federal officials arrived in the city to discuss options regarding how to mitigate the growing homelessness crisis. According to a recent report from city manager Debbie Laurie, she says there's some progress in getting those who need housing what they need.
Anytime that you can connect an individual to housing, it's a win. 5 individuals who had been in one of our encampments were housed. How is that not a win?
The fight is not over, though, and Laurie says it's time for the city to act swiftly in housing the homeless.
The hard work starts now. We now know everybody. So now every time a unit or a landlord calls and says, I have a unit that I could be able to use, we're trying to move people into that unit quickly.
In Bangor, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news this morning, the legislature's Committee on Veterans and Legal Affairs has passed a bill designed to protect cannabis caregivers and patients by clarifying the meaning of the term cannabis paraphernalia in Maine statutes. LD 83 is sponsored by Democratic State Senator Craig Hickman of Winthrop. The bill passed unanimously through the committee and is a response to a previous update from the Maine Office of Cannabis Policy. At the time, the updated guidance defined many cannabis products, such as pre-rolled cannabis cigarettes, as tobacco products. That meant that many cannabis caregivers had to receive a retail tobacco license in order to continue selling those products or face hefty fines or imprisonment. LD 83 defines cannabis paraphernalia to draw a clear distinction between that definition and the definition of tobacco products. The bill now faces votes in the Senate and the House. All kinds of things being considered in Augusta right now.
Absolutely. Well, the time now is 6:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear about the possible change of regulations for what sizes of lobster are appropriate to keep.
But first, another check of our weather forecast. Looks like a great, mostly sunny day today. The highs will be up near 30 degrees. We may get a little bit of snow tonight, possibly up to a couple of inches, with lows dropping down to 20. Tomorrow looks like a partly cloudy day. It'll be windy out there. The highs tomorrow are very warm, 41 degrees.
Now what? You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Prudential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Booth Electric and United Energy, Coffee Break Cafe, JC's Variety, Leo & Sons Auto Repair, McCusick Petroleum Company, and Prouty Auto Body.
The Husson University Eagles take on the Maine Maritime Academy Mariners in a basketball doubleheader this Saturday, starting at 1 on ABC7.
This week, Jeopardy is rocking.
Whoa-oh, we're halfway there. Living on a prairie.
And there's a champ who's putting the accent on winning.
It's considered a very ordinary voice where I come from.
He sounds like he's trying for a streak. This week on Jeopardy.
All this week at 7:30, only on ABC7.
Those who had chicken pox as a kid have an increased risk of developing shingles. Shingles is a viral infection that causes a painful, blistering rash on your body. It can be treated or prevented. As Jody Hersey tells us, one Brewer man found out firsthand just how painful that infection can be.
Just perpetually uncomfortable. You know, it's there. Sometimes it's burning, sometimes it's stinging. Sleep has not been good.
Tom Osborne is the creative director at Town Square Media in Brewer.
In January, he had the unlucky fortune to experience shingles, a viral infection that just appeared one day on the back of Osborne's head.
Strangely enough, I gotta say I consider this a mild case of shingles. My mother had it when she was in her 80s, and I don't know if age has anything to do with how badly you react to it. And she didn't get the shot.
Shingles is preventable. Dr. Mark Abel with Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center says those over the age of 50 are encouraged to get the 2-dose shingles vaccine.
I was just reading that about 30% of the United States population is expected to get shingles during their lifetime. So super common. So typically it starts off as kind of a bumpy rash. It's interesting because it tends to be on one side of your body and doesn't cross the midline of your body because of the way the nerves are distributed inside of us. And it typically, like I said, is on the chest, the abdomen, the back.
Osborne's doctor prescribed the antiviral acyclovir, which Osborne says is already making shingles more bearable.
I understand there are a lot of people who have issues with vaccines, and I totally respect that. But this is a vaccine that's been proven. I'd do it in a heartbeat, and I wish I had, because you don't want this. You don't want this.
In Brewer, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, meanwhile, the rules about the minimum and maximum sizes of lobsters that can be trapped off the New England coast soon could become more strict, potentially bringing big changes to one of the most valuable seafood industries in the country. Lobstermen are required to measure lobsters from eyes to tail and must throw them back if they're too large or too small. The rules are intended to maintain a breeding population of the lobsters in key areas such as the Gulf of Maine and Georges Bank. The regulatory Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission is now considering changing the standards by a fraction of an inch in some of the fishing grounds. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that.
The Department of Agriculture, Conservation and Forestry has announced February as Brown-tail Moth Awareness Month. According to the Maine Forest Service, winter is the best time to spot the caterpillars lying dormant in their winter webs. Destroying a brown-tail moth's winter web will prevent more caterpillars from populating, thus reducing the presence of toxic hairs, which cause poison ivy-like rashes and asthma-like reactions.
Sometimes that clipping of the webs can at least delay the arrival of a larger infestation to that area. And so there's a couple of ways that brown-tail can be managed. And one is, as I mentioned, through that web clipping. And that is simply cutting the webs from the tree and then destroying them somehow.
The caterpillar webs can be destroyed safely by fire or by soaking the web in soapy water for hours at a time. To learn more information about the moths and preventative tips, visit maine.gov/knockoutbtm. And of course, if you missed any of that information, head to foxbangor.com.
Boy, I got hit hard by those like the summer before last.
Me too.
They were out everywhere, and they're just horrible. Just makes your whole body itch for days.
And it doesn't go away easily.
Yeah, so now is the time. Go look for those webs and get them out of there. So that way this spring you won't have to deal with any of those nasty caterpillars.
Now that I learned this, I think I've seen some, so it's good to know.
All right. Well, the time now is 6:18. Coming up after the break, a fast-moving warship is expected to be commissioned into service in Maine soon, bearing the name of our state's capital.
Plus, Angus King met with veterans at the Brunswick American Legion yesterday with big changes in mind to aid vets as they transition into civilian life. Details of this and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Alpenglow Adventure Sports, Jackson Automotive Incorporated, Rose Bicycle, Silver Fox Automotive, The Family Dog, and The Local.
LeBron James, Michael Strahan.
You're on the verge of breaking one of the most iconic records in sports. What does that mean to you?
The morning after LeBron makes history. See the interview with LeBron.
Oh my goodness.
Only on Good Morning America.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, Senator Angus King says he wants to provide more help for veterans. He met with veterans yesterday at the Brunswick American Legion Hall. He's now on the Veterans Affairs Committee and says they need to do more than just pass legislation. Senator King says a lot of those protections need to be seen through, and he plans to suggest that the VA, the Veterans Services Department, and the Defense Department meet with his committee to follow up. He says there needs to be improvements when it comes to transitioning to civilian life.
One of the things I'm most interested in that was talked about today is a buddy system. Have a human being whose job it is to meet you at the airport and help you through, where do you take your laundry in Maine, and how do you avoid it? What do you do when it's 30 below on a Friday night?
Well, Senator King says it's important for each state to know where exactly veterans are going so someone can guide them through the resources available to them.
A speedy warship bearing the name of Maine's capital city is expected to be commissioned into service in the state. The future USS Augusta already has been christened at Austral USA Shipyard in Alabama. It could be ready to enter service this fall. Navy officials examined possible commissioning ceremony sites in Portland last week, then traveled to Augusta to meet with local officials and tour the city. The Augusta is a littoral combat ship of the Independence class, featuring a trimaran hull to keep it stable at high speeds. All things I know nothing about.
Well, you know them trimaran hulls, those are very popular. So I don't have any idea what they are.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of like three parts of the hull, and it kind of cuts up through.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of the boat. It looks like almost like a spaceship. So it's
cool.
It's kind of cool.
Cool.
And that it will bear Augusta's name. That's
it will
even
not
better.
blast off into space, though.
Yeah, we're learning a lot about ships today.
Yeah. Cool. Well, the time now is 6:22.
Let's get a full look at our weather forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. All right, here we go this morning. The last of the clouds are finally getting out of here. That line's right about in there, tracking from the west to the east. So if you're looking forward to a lot of sunshine today, we will have plenty of that for you. So definitely have your sunglasses ready to go as you do head out the door, because high pressure not too far away. It's all toward our north and technically to our south as well. It's kind of a wide area here, so that will mean some nice weather on the way for us today. Before we watch for another system off toward the west, that will be moving from the west going toward the east, and this will give us our next opportunity for some snow that will move in, with about 1 to 2 inches of snow in general possible from this next system that will be moving in. Futurecast for today, a lot of sunshine on the way. By this evening, by about 6 o'clock or so, clouds will move in from the west, going toward the east by about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. The snow gets going, not lasting very long. By tomorrow morning, that snow will be all done. We'll just have some clouds left over with maybe a few peaks of sunshine from time to time. We'll see even more sunshine as the day progresses. So in general, decrease in clouds will be common once the snow ends as we head towards the Wednesday. More clouds in the morning, less clouds during the afternoon period. And of course, becoming mostly clear overnight, especially as we head towards Wednesday night and a parts of Thursday morning. As for the snowfall, it looks a little bit like this, about 1 to 2 inches possible before we're all finished up. So nothing too crazy here. No advisories are posted at this point for the snow. So we'll be okay. The snow will move through. Roads might be a tad bit slippery, but we'll be fine as things progress into your Wednesday as the plows do their work. But it's still busy out there, according to the ocean. Look at this, 6 to 25-foot wave heights, according to some of the buoys. The lower of the wave heights closer toward land, but they're really high further out towards sea. And we'll definitely have to keep an eye on this as things do develop. There were some gale warnings in effect along the shoreline that dropped at around 5 a.m. I wouldn't be surprised to see this replaced with small craft advisories with the way the wave heights are looking at this time. Average high being 29 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 30s today. Lower 40s for you Wednesday. Back in the upper 30s for you Thursday. Back in the middle 40s Friday. That will feel amazing. Cooling off again Saturday and Sunday, then warming up again as we head towards your Monday. Forecast for today, 38 degrees, mostly sunny, south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 20 degrees, snow showers, about 1 to 2 inches of snow possible. The south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, 41 degrees, partly cloudy and breezy out there. West wind at about 25 miles per hour. Your Crosby Sports Shop extended forecast. So here we go. Mostly cloudy on Thursday. Highs in the upper 30s. Rain and snow showers possible on Friday, mainly during the morning period. They'll start to back off by Friday afternoon. They're looking good for Saturday. Partly cloudy with highs in the mid-30s.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache pain.
And the congestion that causes it. Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief. All good.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. Precise measuring means the perfect fit. The Bathfitter tub-over-tub process means no mess or stress. A custom-made tub and seamless wall mean a watertight fit. Premium acrylic means it lasts a lifetime. And all this together means a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Belmont Boat Works, Vaughn and Masonry Incorporated, Coastal Auto Parts, Colburn Shoe Store, Ferriello Construction, and Front Street Shipyard.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
When Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back, everyone. Now to the disaster unfolding overseas. The most devastating earthquake in a century hitting Turkey and Syria. More than 4,300 people were confirmed dead overnight, and the weather is hampering the frantic search for survivors in entire neighborhoods that have been wiped off the map. But through the tragedy comes triumph in the form of children rescued and reunited with what's left of their families. ABC's Lionel Moyes has the latest.
This morning, a desperate search and rescue effort in Turkey and Syria as the World Health Organization warns the initial death toll from this disaster could climb 8 times higher. Here in Syria, first responders digging through the rubble by hand, looking for survivors of the worst quake to hit the region in a century.
The situation is too bad. We need urgent help.
Hospitals like this one overwhelmed and preparing for even more patients. More than 6,000 buildings have been destroyed in Turkey alone, and aftershocks are keeping people on edge. A frantic run in this city as a building comes crashing down, sending smoke and rubble into the air. Time is of the essence, with the frigid temperatures lowering the chances of survival for people still trapped. This woman still waiting to hear from her daughter. She says the bedroom was right over there. Countries around the world pledging immediate assistance. An urban search and rescue team from Los Angeles is deploying with medical teams and search dogs, joining another team from Virginia.
They train tunneling,
lifting heavy objects, getting concrete off of people. Having the dogs that you see behind me today are live find dogs, so they're trained to find live people under rubble.
This as survivors wait in the bitter cold to be rescued. This man saying, "Speak out loud," as a woman responds, "Help, help." Turkey lies in one of the world's most active earthquake zones. An earthquake back in '99 left 17,000 people dead. But today there is an encouraging number. Nearly 8,000 people have already been rescued in Turkey. The hope is that number will continue to grow.
Crews have begun releasing toxic chemicals into the air after a train derailed in Ohio. The governor has also ordered the evacuation of hundreds of residents from the town of East Palestine because authorities are concerned about the potential for a major explosion. The train was on its way to Pennsylvania Friday night when it derailed and caught fire. Emergency crews have begun draining the chemicals in some of the cars because they fear they could explode and send metal flying into the surrounding area. The plan was to allow the chemicals to leak into a containment pit where they could be burned in a controlled manner. Officials suspect a mechanical issue with one of the rail cars caused the train to jump the tracks.
New details overnight about that Chinese spy balloon shot down by the U.S. military over the weekend. The incident has revealed troubling gaps in U.S. intelligence gathering, raising concerns in Washington. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has more.
This morning, the surveillance balloon shot down over the U.S. is helping reveal new information about China's spy program. Officials say the 200-foot-tall balloon had propellers and a rudder, along with a self-destruct capability that went unused. A senior U.S. official says similar Chinese spy balloons have flown over more than 40 countries, with China relying on people mistaking them for weather balloons. The official tells ABC News the Chinese realize that between satellites and the normal altitude of airplanes, there's an area where you can gather intel. This has exposed gaps in our intelligence. Perhaps most concerning, officials say 4 previous balloon incidents in the U.S. in recent years, dating back to the Trump administration, initially went undetected. The White House eventually briefed Congress about them in August.
There have been at least 4 incursions in recent years. They were very different. They were off the coast of the U.S. and very brief. But what's frightening about this is the U.S. military had no idea those incursions were happening until afterwards.
On Saturday, a fighter jet fired a missile at the balloon over the Atlantic, leaving a 7-mile debris field off the South Carolina coast. Unmanned underwater vehicles are being used to search for wreckage. A source says U.S. officials are hopeful the entire payload will be recovered, including the technology bay, which will be pieced back together enough to understand its full operational potential. The balloon was first spotted over Alaska, then passed over sensitive military installations through Montana, the plains in the Midwest, until reaching the East Coast. The Pentagon said shooting the balloon down over land would risk lives on the ground. But critics accuse the White House of not being prepared.
They should have been prepared either to intercept, to prevent, to take it down, or to try to capture the balloon so they could capture the equipment that's there.
A senior U.S. official says a certain group inside the Chinese army controlled the balloon.
Interesting situation there. A little part of me was hoping it would come over Maine, because I know some guys here that would have just gone out and taken it out. Yes. I do. They would be all over that.
I know. I know. No telling if that would be good or bad.
Probably not good. But.
Okay, still to come here on the second half of our show, a local Bangor coffee shop will be changing ownership.
Details on that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
I'm Phil Levesque, president of Levesque Business Solutions. We're a family-owned Maine business since 1963. We're your one-stop shop for great office products at affordable rates. From copiers to office furniture to PPE, we've got it all warehoused right here in Bangor. We're your local small Maine business with a dedicated staff providing honest and friendly customer service, top-of-the-line tech support, and the option of in-house leasing. Let us help you get back to business.
Why are 93% of Sleep Number sleepers very satisfied with their bed? Maybe it's because you can gently raise your partner's head to help relieve snoring. So you can both stay comfortable all night. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed. Ends Monday.
With AARP Rewards, anyone can earn and redeem points. They're ready for you.
That's 300 points.
And help their money live longer. Get started for free today.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Here's this week's featured deal.
Pat's Pizza in Holden is not just a restaurant that serves delicious food and pizza. They also have an adjacent party and event room. Consider having your birthday or office party at Pat's Pizza. They have indoor golf, a pro shop, and a beautiful 9-hole golf course. Pat's Pizza, Holden.
On sale Thursday at 9 a.m. A limited supply available half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Boynton's Greenhouse, Brick House Kitchen, Chestnut Street Automotive LLC, Nicotal Stove Shop, Northwoods Real Estate, and Stearns Lumber Company.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
What do you think of that music?
I'm not sure how I feel about the saxophone. I'm just
Trying to figure it
picturing
out.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah, here and there. Oh, yeah. I like the sax. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Today is Tuesday, January 7th, 2023. It's also Send a Card to a Friend Day. We all love getting them in the mail, but when was the last time you actually sat down to let a friend know you were thinking about them? Handwritten cards and letters aren't as common in this day of electronic mail, but you can certainly brighten someone's day by celebrating National Send a Card Day to a Friend. National Send a Card to a Friend Day is what it is.
National Send a Card. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it now?
Yes.
All right. I used to get them. That's how we did it back in the day. I remember we used to get them like for my grandparents and stuff like that, or friends. You'd actually sit down and write a card, maybe put a picture in there or something.
I've been meaning to send my girlfriends a bunch of just Valentines. Send out Valentines to my friends because
it means the world to people
it's
too.
It's nice, or
so.
hand deliver them. You know, so
And it doesn't take
way.
too much time, and
Right.
it's an extra special thing. So
Right.
this is a day to think about that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially in February when everybody's kind of down and they could use a pickup.
Yeah.
Okay, well, on this day in history, in 1782, a French aeronaut successfully made the first air crossing of the English Channel in a balloon from the English coast to France. That's one thing I can never wrap my head around is people actually did that and do that.
Yeah, and to be the first to try it was
Right.
pretty neat. Some people went really high up, and they didn't realize that you lose oxygen when you go up there too. It's kind of interesting that whole
scary.
period.
Yeah, that's scary. Well, in 1927, a transatlantic telephone service began between New York and London. 31 calls were made on that first day. And in 1954, the duoscopic TV receiver was unveiled, allowing the watching of two different shows at the same time.
I had never heard of that before, so I looked it up after I wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a picture of a TV. It basically had two screens, so somebody in this side of the room could sit there and watch this channel, and somebody on this side could watch that one.
But then the speakers come from the
right.
same place.
So that's probably why they didn't catch on.
That's like listening. That's like me listening to a podcast on my phone while the TV's. No.
It's kind of neat though that they came up with that technology, which they've used in other ways since. And I think there was some kind of a mirror in the device that would. I don't have any idea, but. I could just.
I have a very loose understanding of most things.
It's a TV thing. You turn it on. Hopefully it works.
It works,
Anyway, a little bit of history for you today.
Right.
Today's birthdays include TV host Katie Couric, who is 65. Actor Nicolas Cage is 58. Singer Kenny Loggins is 75. And actor Jeremy Renner is 51 years old. Jeremy Renner, of course, was in the Marvel movies, and he was just run over by that snowplow.
Right.
And so glad that he's doing well. He's recovering from that.
Oh, that was okay. Gotcha.
What is his character's name in the Marvel? Come on, guys, you guys. Hawkeye. That's it. He played Hawkeye.
Gotcha.
And he's in a bunch of other things, too. I think he's a great actor, and he just seems like a great guy. But he got run over by that big snowplow and crushed. And,
I know he's okay.
But he's a superhero, so of course he's going to be okay.
He was out there shoveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Apparently he was trying to rescue somebody else that was having trouble.
Oh, time to move to Florida and bring his neighbor with him.
It was his plow. Yeah, he got run over by his own plow. It was not just any old plow either. It's one of these big things with like the tank treads on it and everything like that. All right. Enough of that. Let's talk about the weather.
Yeah,
that's a nice topic today. It's been a while. Maybe you can get outside and go for a little walk around lunchtime today.
Seems like we might get a little snow soon, but not like...
A little bit tonight, but in the meantime, we'll have some sunshine.
Right.
So.
Right. Hey, we'll take it. Here's Devin Biggs.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. All right, let's get in there this morning. The clouds are getting out of here right now. Here's that line right there, tracking from the west, going toward the east. So that means some good news for us. That will mean that we're going to see a lot of sunshine, so definitely have the sunglasses handy as you do head out the door. Let's zoom things out right now. This is the last part of that area of low pressure that's moving from the west to the east. There's another system on toward the west, but for now, we will stay quiet today, but our next system will be moving in later on tonight with some snow that will fall with it as well. Before today, a lot of sunshine, more clouds by tonight. By about 10 to 11 o'clock tonight, the snow will pass through with about 1 to 2 inches of snow, give or take, before we're all finished up. And we'll all start to back off as we head towards Wednesday morning. As for the winds, not too bad either. They'll be kind of switching directions from time to time, but they will start to pick up again, especially as we head towards Wednesday with another system that will be passing through overall, mainly that system that's passing through tonight. 30 degrees today, mostly sunny. That south wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 20 degrees, snow showers on the way, 1 to 2 inches possible. South wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. A lot of sunshine, temperatures reaching for the 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
So it looks like a pretty nice stretch of weather ahead. Something we'll all enjoy after all the cold stuff we've had recently.
I know. After all that 1 to 2 inches of snow, you can just brush that off with a broom.
No problem.
All right. After 7 years of business, a local coffee shop in Bangor is going to go through a change of ownership. The owner of West Market Square Artisan Coffee House, Cheryl Michaud, has been serving downtown Bangor what she calls a unique coffee experience for just under a decade. Michaud has recently decided that she will be retiring from the coffee house later this month. The coffee house will be turned over to 2 of her employees, Wayne Johnson and Aaron Parker.
I think I just want to take a little time. We moved down onto the coast, and I just want to take some time and figure out what I want to do next. I won't be sitting around eating bonbons.
Johnson and Parker say that the coffee house will go through some rebranding, but they offer the same high-quality experience that coffee patrons have come to expect. Parker says customers can expect some aesthetic changes. Moving forward, the coffee house will be known as Chimera Coffee. Well, very good for them. I love hearing when a owner of a business passes it on to some of her employees.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty
awesome.
neat. Give them a chance, too, to
Absolutely.
do something nice. And good luck to her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you want to sit around eating bonbons, too, I support that
why
decision.
not?
Yeah. Okay, when we return, Tyler Cruz will have all your sports updates.
We'll be right back.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Kwang Li Chinese restaurant in Pittsfield has a wide selection of tasty dishes, including poo-poo for 2 with rice, General Tao chicken, sesame chicken, beef teriyaki, and more. They are just minutes from Interstate 95 Pittsfield exit.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Coastal Auto Parts, Comfort Shoes and more, Gilman Electrical Supply, Huff Power Sports, Kwang Li Restaurant, and R&K Variety.
Create the perfect spaces in your home for 2023 at the Furniture Gallery. Entertain in style this year with a new dining set. Have room for everyone on movie nights with a big sectional with extra seating. Feel more rested with a new mattress from Serta, Restonic, or Nectar from the Furniture Gallery. Kick back and save an extra 10% on our entire recliner selection and save up to 70% off clearance items. Support our main family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, depend on the knowledge and experience of Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner since 1953.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's hit the mats, the cheer mats specifically. On Saturday, the MPA Northern Regional Cheerleading Championships over at MDI High School were cold it out. I guess that's the best way to put it. So on Monday, the action all happened at Ellsworth High School. Classes D, C North, and B North all competing for regional titles. Class D all one region, with schools as north as Holton and Presque Isle and as south as Booth Bay, all converging down east at Ellsworth. All schools will get a chance to compete for a state title this coming Saturday at the Augusta Civic Center. Over the weekend, Oxford Hills won A North and Sanford, just covering all the bases. So 3 classes competing here on Monday. Class D started us off, followed by Class C, and B was the nightcap. For Class D, finishing runners-up by a slim margin of the Bangor Christian Patriots. And then for the 8th time in the past 10 years, Central Aroostook Cheer claimed the top spot in Class D. Here is their reaction to winning the gold.
Just a lot of teamwork, honestly. We kind of had not the best season last year, so it feels really good to be back.
Just the confidence, probably just cheering like our own teammates on and everything, making sure they know that they can do it.
Over to Class C now. This one was a tight race. Central finished in 2nd place. They were just 0.15 points above Bucksport, who finished in 3rd, and then they were 0.4 of a point under the Class C champion, the Dexter Tigers, and the win was a pretty emotional one for a few of the Tigers seniors. Here was their reaction after lifting that regional championship plaque.
It's like mind-blowing because we worked so hard this whole season just for this.
All 4 years I have been working my hardest.
Yeah.
This whole team has been working so hard, and I cannot be more proud of them. Honestly, I didn't even think that was actually happening. We were sitting there with all of the things that we might have done wrong during that routine, just to sit here and then get called first place. It's amazing. It was so incredible.
Yeah, it was like an out-of-body experience. We all thought we were like gonna lose. We're like, oh, we're doubting ourselves, and then they called Dexter, and it was like, whoa, like it was crazy.
All right, and in Class B, it's the home team, the Ellsworth Eagles, taking the hardware. And then Herman was looking for their 7th straight regional championship. They come in 2nd place as the runners-up of the Class B North tournament. Again, all these teams will be able to compete next weekend at the state championships down in Augusta. Let's go to the hardwood now. It was a big weekend for Husson Hoops, both men's and women's hoops, sweeping their weekend series with Northern Vermont Linden. And in the men's game on Saturday, one Eagle broke out for a career game. Sophomore guard Jeremy Maranta, who was moved into a starting spot this season after DJ Bussey graduated, exploded for a career-high 34 points, with 23 of them coming in the second half. This year, he's averaging 14.9 points and 7 boards a game as a guard, their highest rebounder. And he says his goal on Saturday was just to go out there and help the team win.
I just wanted to do anything I can to help the team win. We shouldn't have been down by a lot, but it happened. We just had to fight our way back. I was reading the defense to get into my spots. Since I'm like a guard, they don't expect me to post up, so kind of took advantage of that.
Maranta, who's part of a great 1-2 punch for the Eagles backcourt with Justice Kendall back there, has taken a pretty big jump between last year and this season. His minutes, points, rebounds, basically everything has increased this season, and he's a big reason for the Eagles' 10-3 conference record. Speaking to him on Monday, he says he really worked on his pace of play and then prides himself on, quote, doing the dirty work.
Like, probably my pace. I feel like last year I used to play a little bit too quick, but this year I slowed down a little bit and I'm letting the game come to me. I can do everything this team needs me to. I like doing the dirty work. A lot of people don't really like doing that, but I love doing it.
All right, I love a guard that can do the dirty work. Let's stay with hoops now on that subject. The NBA trade deadline fast approaching. That is this Thursday. And there's one name that I keep seeing floated around with the Celtics, and I don't really know how I feel about it, especially lately after the Kyrie Irving move. Kevin Durant's name keeps coming up in conversation about who the Celtics may look for at the deadline, and it's controversial in the pure definition of the word. KD is one of the best players in the NBA, there's no doubt there. But Boston is already a favorite to win the title. You'd likely need to move a couple of big pieces, a couple of pieces that are the reason you're the favorite, to land a ramp. So the old saying would be, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that's where I lean. But it's also really hard not to get excited about the thought of Kevin Durant suiting up in green. So it should be an interesting week with the deadline coming up. We'll have all the updates here. That is all the time we have for sports. Be right back after the break.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Carroll Drug Store, Coastal Auto Parts, Disconnected Tattoo and Art Company, First National Bank, Moosehead Motorsports, and Mount Desert Spring Water.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Let your creativity run free at the Creative Arts Center, where we offer fun and affordable activities for all ages. Birthday parties, pottery wheel classes, painting lessons, or just for the fun of it. Get fired up for glazing projects as well as acrylics. We offer a wide selection of ceramic products for you to choose from, and we have thousands of pieces ready to paint. We are a Paragon kiln dealer and a Laguna Clay distributor. Stop by the Creative Arts Center today, located just off the Joshua Chamberlain Bridge in Brewer. The Creative Arts Center, where your only limitation is your imagination.
Drivers are buckling up for higher insurance costs. Fox Business Network's David Asman has the story and more coming up on Fox Means Business.
It's not just pain at the pump hurting drivers right now. According to a new report from personal finance website Bankrate, the cost of auto insurance is up nearly 14% from 2022, coming in at just over $2,000 for the year. Meantime, gas prices remain elevated despite ticking down a bit over the weekend. The national average for regular unleaded now at $3.47 a gallon. That's around 20 cents higher than a month ago. To Wall Street, and a sluggish start to the week for your money. The Dow, S&P 500, and NASDAQ all lower on Monday. And getting ready for the big game? Well, you're not alone. According to a new survey from Siena College and St. Bonaventure University, 75% of Americans plan on watching the Super Bowl this Sunday. And get this, around 30% of Americans consider Super Bowl Sunday a national holiday. That's business. I'm David Asman.
I agree. It should be a national holiday.
Or at least the next day.
Anyway. Yeah,
right. It doesn't make sense.
Let people, people are going to be calling in sick
right,
anyway. So.
Right.
Anyway, in other news, the Powerball jackpot continues to climb as no winners were announced after Monday's drawing. The $747 million prize is the fifth largest jackpot in the game's history. The estimated cash payout was $403.1 million from tickets from Florida, New Jersey, Oregon, and Pennsylvania. People there matched five numbers for $1 million each. The jackpot hasn't been won since November, so there's still a chance that people want to do that.
Are you going to get one?
I'll probably get one. Every now and then I'll get one,
yep.
but I'm not religious about it.
Yeah,
you have
me
to
either.
kind of be responsible about it.
I know.
So.
Yep. Okay. Well, switching gears and heading over to weather, let's throw it over to Devin Banks.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop. With a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. All right, here we go this morning. The last of the clouds are finally getting out of here. That line's right about in there, tracking from the west to the east. So if you're looking forward to a lot of sunshine today, we will have plenty of that for you. So definitely have your sunglasses ready to go as you do head out the door, because high pressure not too far away. It's off toward our north and technically to our south as well. It's kind of a wide area here, so that will mean some nice weather on the way for us today. Before we watch for another system off toward the west, that will be moving from the west going toward the east, and this will give us our next opportunity for some snow that will move in, with about 1 to 2 inches of snow in general possible from this next system that will be moving in. Futurecast for today, a lot of sunshine on the way. By this evening, by about 6 o'clock or so, clouds will move in from the west, going toward the east by about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. The snow gets going, not lasting very long. By tomorrow morning, that snow will be all done. And we'll just have some clouds left over with maybe a few peaks of sunshine from time to time. We'll see even more sunshine as the day progresses. So in general, decrease in clouds will be common once the snow ends as we head towards the Wednesday. More clouds in the morning, less clouds during the afternoon period. And of course, becoming mostly clear overnight, especially as we head towards Wednesday night and a parts of Thursday morning. As for the snowfall, it looks a little bit like this, about 1 to 2 inches possible before we're all finished up. So nothing too crazy here. No advisories are posted at this point for the snow. So we'll be okay. The snow will move through. Roads might be a tad bit slippery, but we'll be fine as things progress in your Wednesday as the plows do their work. But it's still busy out there according to the ocean. Look at this, 6 to 25-foot wave heights according to some of the buoys. The lower of the wave heights closer toward land, but they're really high further out towards sea. And we'll definitely have to keep an eye on this as things do develop. There were some gale warnings in effect along the shoreline that dropped at around 5 a.m. I wouldn't be surprised to see these replaced with small craft advisories with the way the wave heights are looking at this time. Our average high being 29 degrees. We'll reach for the lower 30s today. Lower 40s for your Wednesday. Back in the upper 30s for your Thursday. Back in the middle 40s Friday. That will feel amazing. Cooling off again Saturday, Sunday, then warming up again as we head towards your Monday. Forecast for today, 38 degrees, mostly sunny, south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, 20 degrees, snow showers, about 1 to 2 inches of snow possible. A south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, 41 degrees, partly cloudy and breezy out there. West wind at about 25 miles per hour. Your Crosby Sports Shop extended forecast. So here we go. Mostly cloudy on Thursday. Highs in the upper 30s. Rain and snow showers possible on Friday, mainly during the morning period. They'll start to back off by Friday afternoon. They're looking good for Saturday. Partly cloudy with highs in the mid-30s.
Trying to control my asthma felt anything but normal. Enough was enough. I talked to an asthma specialist and found out my severe asthma is driven by eosinophils, a type of asthma Nucala can help control. Now, fewer asthma attacks and less oral steroids. That's my new normal with Nucala.
Nucala is a once-monthly add-on injection for severe eosinophilic asthma. Nucala is not for sudden breathing problems. Allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or trouble breathing. Infections that can cause shingles have occurred. Don't stop steroids unless told by your doctor. Tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection. May cause headache, injection site reactions, back pain, and fatigue. Talk to your asthma specialist to see if once-monthly Nucala may be right for you. And learn about savings at Nucala.com.
There's more to your life than asthma. Find your new normal with Nucala.
Every night is pizza night at Dragonfire Pizza. From wings, salads, and sides to our specialty wood-fired pizzas. You'll find everything you need to satisfy any craving by the slice or by the pie. A little slice of heaven is waiting for you at Dragonfire Pizza, Mill Mall, Ellsworth.
What's your evening like?
Yes, please. Rage on, dude.
Fried chicken and donuts for breakfast.
I'm like the kid from Home Alone. If he goes with beer and mainline bacon.
Well, it's the end of the line for the Crazy Train. Rock legend Ozzy Osbourne announces that he is retiring from touring. The 74-year-old, who found great success in both his solo career and fronting heavy metal giants Black Sabbath, canceled all of his upcoming shows in Europe, stating that he physically cannot perform anymore. Osbourne has endured several years of ill health, including a diagnosis of Parkinson's in 2019. He also had major surgery last year. I remember he was really huge growing up in my era. So
I love Black Sabbath.
End of the era. Have a great day, everyone.
We'll continue broadcasting on Fox 22.
Did you know that an alpaca item is the most wish-listed gift idea? Stop searching for that perfect gift and start shopping for it at the Blue Alpaca in Belfast. It doesn't matter who's on your gift list, the Blue Alpaca has something for everyone with an incredible selection of alpaca socks, hats, sweaters, even stuffed animals and more. Shop in-store or online and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. Too much to choose from? Don't worry, the Blue Alpaca also offers gift cards. The Blue Alpaca, feel the difference.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Coastal Auto Parts, Comfort Shoes and more, Maine Collision Center, The Farmer's Table, Tossie's Checkout and Convenience Store, and Urban Air Adventures.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial